Hello there. So the Winnipeg Comic and Toy Funhouse group, a good group on Facebook, makes Facebook worth even like using in a way. Aside from like agitprop and AI hentai, they had a meetup. What was it, like 7 or 8 comic vendors? And being as that it's not like a huge con, I guess it's like lower cost, a little bit of more like punk rock DIY aesthetic, right? And so I think it's since it's lower cost, there's also like good prices at these things. The days of dollar bins are a little bit more rare, so a lot of this stuff is like $2, 3, a little bit more, some bigger like juicier things here and there. But yeah, there were deals like say for $2, say you'd be getting like 4 for 10 and stuff like that, or like 7 for 20 and stuff like that. So yeah, all kinds of stuff here. Some stuff I'm really excited about. And as usual, we're going to stop once in a while to admire the interior art and remark on maybe some writing and stuff like that. But we'll try to keep moving. There's quite a lot here. Let's go. All right, first vendor through the door. I think it was the guy whose place it was. Really nice guy, and they had like free bags there, free coffee, free donuts. Yeah, reusable bags that are strong, and what were even canned drinks for like 3 for $1. So pretty awesome setup. But yeah, his booth was first. I just looked like I just made sure I'd look at everybody's stuff just around. Um, $2 stuff. I got 10 comics here for $20 because there was like 6 $2 books for $10 and 4 $3 books for $10. They're all just mixed up in here though. Electra #1 from 1996. Mike Diodato. Let's just give a quick look here because kind of babified, but Mike Diodato is pretty strong, I think, in his art and not stuck in that 90s thing. Pretty decent, and I see it's Peter Milligan on the writing also, so we'll see how it is. Yeah, Peter Milligan, giving him a shot and kind of liking some of his stuff. Ghost Rider, Daniel Way, and Mark Teixeira or Texiera. Yeah, it's just good to see Mark Sexter or however you'd pronounce it. Yeah. Sorry, some juvenile humor here on the art, but it looks kind of it looks almost like computerified or like clean. I like it a little more scratchy. Maybe it's the inker or something. Like it looks like it's like smoothed out on a tablet or something, like a Wacom or something. It still has the some kind of touches. I like the way the skull looks, of course, and the faces. He always does like good faces. Yeah, we'll just see that. See some modern text. Give these a try again because I never seen #1, Grendel #1 from Kamiko. I forget what volume this is. Would this be like volume 3 or something, or volume 2 maybe? Anyway, I'm sure I could find out. #1 and #2. I'm surprised, as maybe you are, that I still haven't completed the Eric Larson run on Amazing Spider-Man. Maybe my favorite. I guess everybody's like different, though. It depends on when you got in. This is like some of the stuff that got me into enjoying comics when I was a youth, off the 7-Eleven rack. ASM #338, #339, 340, 342. And you might also be surprised that you see me always getting these Marvel's Comics Presents Weapon X with the Barry Windsor Smith. Still have not completed 1 or 2 sets. They're kind of getting completed simultaneously, a first set and a double set. 74 and 79. How is it so? It's difficult to do this, it seems, from like bargain bins or anywhere. Okay, moving on. Our buddy, the legend John, was there. You know that I always mention he has like kick-ass dollar bins. When I got there, sadly I got there about an hour late. The buses aren't so great, and I guess I slept in a little bit longer than I should have, but it's the freaking weekend. I don't like to stress on the weekend. Just take it easy and like not have the alarm clock radio or whatever kind of life. get away from it for a little bit. But anyways, John's bins always rule. I guess I missed out that he said he like hardly had anything left by the time I got there, about 45 minutes after opening. But he said he'll be set up actually at the next one coming up in November. Yeah. Anywho, and I guess I don't feel too bad because I guess he was bringing more like Bronze Age Marvel and DC rather than any with weird indie stuff. Anyway, he had a bunch of DVDs there, and he kind of like put sets together of stuff. Like, say this set here is all the Alien stuff up to now, aside from the TV show. This DVD has all 4 original movies. Then you got Prometheus. The extra scenes on the Prometheus DVD or Blu-ray are excellent, by the way. They really take the quality up a notch. Alien Covenant Blu-ray and Alien Romulus Blu-ray, which I haven't seen yet. And yeah, this is priced at $10. Mad Max 5 film collection, so this has all the Mad Max stuff. I haven't seen Furiosa yet, so we'll see about that. And Species. I kind of want to see Natasha Henstridge again. So, and also see what happens with the other sequels, I guess, whatever. But these are priced at what, like $5 each for these two, and then 10 for this. But he just sold me all of these for $10. He just like, I didn't even try to haggle. He just said, "For you, man, $10." What a legend, man! That guy rules. I'm gonna have to get him back somehow. I'll try to like, I need to try and like help him complete some runs or sets or something. He's just so awesome. Okay, moving on. Okay, this next bit is from vendor Derek. I think he only makes it out to these things maybe like once or twice a year, maybe even only once. But pretty good taste. A little bit of 50-cent stuff here, then $2. He had a bunch of $2 bins, and the deal was 7 for $10. So there's 29 there for 40. But as I was going along, I said, would you go lower for like a bulk, or like if I'm putting a stack together? Because I started to get the stuff that was like priced individually on the covers, because there was some pretty nice stuff there. I'm excited to show you. And yeah, he was kind of like throwing in some freebies and stuff there, so excellent to deal with. We'll start with the 50-cent stuff and work our way up. Okay, 50-cent stuff. Ultimate Armor Wars, some Warren Ellis. Not familiar with this. And Kurth and Hewitt, I don't know those dudes. Number 1, number 3, and number 4. He had some Ranma 1/2, but it was all like miscellaneous, maybe like 7 or 8 issues, just like all over the place. I kind of regret not getting those, but will that be like $4 or $5? I was kind of like, at this point, I was like, am I going crazy already? I'm like kind of getting a lot of stuff. Okay, The Punisher, number 78. I was wary about the later Mike Baron Punishers, but there's nothing to be wary about, because they're awesome, man. These are some of the best crime comics, in my opinion, like ever, really, man. And I know that's a tall... that's a bold statement, I guess. What would they say? And I thought, like, I've always heard that the later ones get like weaker, but I kind of was getting... Let's flip through this while I'm talking, so it's not just talking. Valmeric on the art. Okay, cool. Oh, there's Roger Salick rather than Mike Baron, my bad. So I'm not familiar with his stuff. But yeah, the Mike Baron stuff has some crazy stuff, man. It's some dark shit. And you know that he's getting a bum rap of being associated with police and stuff, but he's kind of like an ideal vigilante or policeman. He has like high morals, and he deals with corruption and crime from the street level to corporate level and stuff. Like, they're great standalone issues of the Mike Baron stuff. I really stand by. That's like it's the best Punisher, man. It's so good. I've read up to like number 50 so far. The Eric Larson, and that was kind of the weak point where I was kind of like, I don't know about this, but I picked up like right after that recently, and holy crap, it's so good. Because the Eric Larson one, I love Eric Larson, Punisher, and Mike Baron, but they kind of are like trying to introduce that Shadow Masters ninja stuff, and that ninja like, of course, in the late 80s, early 90s, ninjas were like the best thing ever. Like, everybody in the world was like, ninjas rule. Of course. I was there, man. But yeah, it doesn't. That stuff doesn't hold up today. This is kind of the weakest part of the entire run, writing wise, maybe. Although I haven't got to the part where Punisher is transracialist. They're transracial. That I've heard that's crappy, but I'll look forward to getting to it anyways. Because man, some of it's so good, man. It's unbelievable. It's so good, and like it's pretty crazy that they were marketed to like just average kind of like kids. There's some dark, heavy shit in there, man. It's so good. Okay, but anyways, moving on. I just wanted to mention that before I forget, because I feel like the Mike Baron run doesn't get as much recognition as it should. People always say that the Ennis is the best, and I've like read almost all of the Ennis, but the Mike Baron run destroys it. I'm sorry, I love Garth Ennis, but okay, moving on. This is the 29 issues of $2 or 7 for 10 stuff. Air Fighters Classics Volume 3. This reprints stuff from the 1940s, and usually you'd think that stuff might be kind of boring, right? But you see like unorthodox layouts here. It's not just like newspaper strip style. High levels of like contrast and black spotting also. Like, this is striking stuff. Yeah, it's strange layouts. And not like cluttered with text also. So this has got like Airboy, Black Angel, the Heap even, I think, here and there. Where's Black Angel? It's hard to do with the one hand. Yeah, okay, here's Black Angel. Pretty dynamic looking there. And this is in the 40s, when you're getting those like really hardcore stereotypical caricatures of Asian people or Japanese people. We just look like that. What can I... I'll be straight up with you, man. Someday when I'm an Asian parent, I'll be like that. Be like this guy. You got a B+? Unacceptable. You commit harakiri. You got 99% on math exam. Sorry, guys. Just improvising. Air Fighters Classics number 5. All-Star Western number 5. You got Justin Gray and Jimmy Palmiotti. Moritat on the art and Phil Winslade. The few that I've read of Gray and Palmiotti, Jonah Hex, and All-Star Western have been really awesome so far. And they're really... it's nice that it's not that decompressed 90s and 2000s stuff where you have to read like a 6-issue story arc and then be like, oh, I guess I need to find out what happens by reading 6 more issues. No, these are very action-packed and fast-paced and like dynamic, or a lot of stuff will happen in them. I think there are overarching storylines, but still satisfying reads from the handful that I've read so far. All-Star Western number 5, number 6, number 7. I was just wondering, Ledron? Cool, man. Jose Ledron cover there. Number 9, number 10, another. Wow, cool, man. Number 16, number 17, number 18. Yeah. For under $2, that's pretty good. Number 19. Army at Love, number 3. I'm like over halfway to completing the set, so why not take a chip away at it. Jonah Hex, number 53, again with Gray and Palmiotti, this time with Tucci. That can't be Billy Tucci, would it? That doesn't really look like his style, but anyway. Marvel Tales starring Spider-Man, number 89. Yeah, it seems like $2-ish or thereabout might be like the kind of standard best price you're gonna be seeing these for, so I will do that. Moon Knight, number 12, with the writing by Charlie Houston, Planet Houston. That Wolverine Best There Is series is a really excellent writing by him. So why not check it out? Some Moon Knight, see what he's done. I'll see what he's done on other things too. Number 13, Mighty Thor number 309. I'm not sure who did that, but I was saying, like, yeah, if I see Simonson Thor, especially if it has Beta Ray Bill for like $2 and under, I'll do that. So 340, 342, 343, 346, 354 with Hela, 357, and Thor Annual number 13. Looks like Mephisto there. Getting close to putting a second or third set of Uncanny X-Force together. I think it's the second. Yeah, because I'll always have these like available for. I'll try to like put little sets and runs of each story arc together and sell them as sets to people if they want. I can just vouch for this as being great, right? Uncanny X-Force number 2. Is this kind of like a key because it has that baby Apocalypse in it? First appearance or whatever. Anywho, Uncanny X-Force number 5.1. Bianchi cover there, it must be. Number 6. Man, the cover is even kick-ass, man. It's wicked. Number 7. And number 18. Okay, here's something I'm excited about from Derek. I was like, when I saw this on the wall, I was like, why is that still there? How come nobody else got this already? Akira number 1 in VF for 15, but like I said, I got like a bulk deal. This is like quite a amount of like more expensive books here. So almost the same amount of more expensive books as those $2 ones, but it was 60 comics in total for, I think it was $85. Crazy. Yeah, so this little stack here was 45 altogether, and this is the price of admission alone. Isn't this? People sell this for like $100 and shit. But anyway, I have a copy of this already that I got like back in the mid 90s, but mine has always had like heavy foxing on it, and even as a child I tried to like restore it, or I don't know what the term would be, with marker, using like black marker might be a little too dark, so you kind of use like dark blue, but I don't know if that's standard or acceptable practices for the blacks on this issue anyway. So there's an improvement over my copy. I don't know if I should just keep my copy because the sentimental value is through the roof. But anyway, Akira, probably my favorite book, comic, movie, and soundtrack of all time. You know, they say Desert Island pick. This would be it. This is my favorite thing ever. Yeah, Akira number 1 for $15, but even less because of bulk. That's insane. This is like a grail kind of find to me. Unbelievable. All-Star Western number 1. Yeah, while we were going along, he's just like, oh, you throwing in some here or there. He's like, I'll throw this one in for free. All-Star Western number 1. Daredevil number 189. Kind of an iconic cover. This might be an improvement to my copy. I think he threw this in too. Jack Kirby's The Demon number 3 and number 5. It seems like if I can... I don't see these too often, but when I do, they're seldom less than $10 to $20 a piece priced. So if they're not beat up and they're under $10, that seems great. So happy to find those. Punisher Volume 1, number 3, and number 4. He had these at $8 each, but I was like, you know what, dude? If you'd sell for like 5 or 6 each, I'll take them both for sure. And he was, yeah, he threw those in too. Well, he didn't throw them in for free, but yeah, it was like dealing. Fun stuff. Rachel Rising number 1. Yeah, why not? Tongue Lash number 1. Let's show a bit of this off because this is like, I think not a lot of people have seen this. So maybe this can be considered like a, you know, when I saw it as a, this came out in the mid 90s when they were reprinting. Dark Horse was printing not only Domu, but that little format of like the European stuff like Dylan Dog and Martin Mystery. But the Mobius stuff as well, and it was a great time. That stuff ruled. And when I saw this, I was like, it looks like Mobius, but it's not Mobius. It's like, is it just people trying to copy him? Which I don't, depending on your feelings, I mean, say like the Ramones is just the genre of punk kind of copying the Ramones, or like a large part of it maybe. Even a song like Warthog or something might even spawn like a whole subgenre of punk. So I can't. It's kind of weird when a lot of people are definitely influenced by him, but this is like such an aping of his style. But it is Randy and Jean-Marc Lofficier, the friend and collaborators of Mobius a lot. Dave Taylor, I can't remember if he did the lettering a lot for him, or if he just is so good at aping the style and lettering of Mobius or what. But this is like an R-rated kind of Mobius style story. Maybe something like heavy metal with like erotic elements of that weird kind of fantasy kind of world, almost like an airtight garage kind of world. So pretty wild. You don't see this too often. I still have my copies of when I was a kid, so there's a second one. But yeah, pretty neat. I mean, you can't just. It's weird how it can be so accomplished and stylish, but then you're just like, he's just copying Mobius, which is not like a hard, or not a hard. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do. But I remember still kind of enjoying this, kind of like a weird mystery fantasy, surreal and weird thing. Don't show that. Okay, moving on. More weird adult stuff, this time an Underground Volcanic Nights from Palyard Press. I don't know, I'm not familiar with the artist, but 1992, I guess. I don't get every underground thing, but when I flipped this open, it looked kind of weird and yeah, heavy on the erotica. I even saw like a dolphin, what would the term be? For lack of a better term, it's stimulating a woman's parts using its snout at one random panel that I saw. And I don't condone such things necessarily, but when you see something so weird and you're kind of getting it like a little bit not too expensive, I was like, if it was $10 I wouldn't get it, but under $5, yeah. We'll see. Okay, next vendor. This is 13 comics for $30 because he had a deal. It was like 7. Wait, there was 5. What was the deal? He had like a $5 bin with like 6 for $20 and $2 bin with like 7 for 10. Yeah, that was it. These are all kind of mixed up though, sorry. So, whatever. Which ones were 2? Which ones were 5? Don't worry about it. Their total is 30. Daredevil number 231. Some Frank Miller classic. Dawn by Joseph Michael Linsner. Number 3. I thought I would just, because maybe we're not flipping through that much stuff. I guess he's doing like a Lady Death parody here. Lady Death with the white afro. Doing kind of a comedic cartoonist style. Always get done. To be filed under the Dracula section, rather than under G for Ghosts of Dracula, or anything like that, or B for Blood of Dracula, just have a Dracula section. I think it's better that way. Blood of Dracula number 1. These, is it Vokes? Nick Vokes or something. Sorry, I forget the name off the top of my head right now. For Apple Comics, they're pretty good, but like I said, the Dracula in Hell is like way crazier. But these seem pretty good still. Never seen number 1 before. Ghosts of Dracula from Eternity. I hadn't opened this, but I just, check out random Dracula comics. I know you guys are real scared of Dracula, though, that he's coming, because it's October now, but try not to be too scared. But this looks pretty good. I like this kind of style. Looks like nice layouts. Pretty good for an indie. Yeah, this looks good upon getting it home. I'm glad. It's nice when I know, sometimes I like grab things randomly, and usually, if it's $1 or especially 50 cents or something, then you don't really think about it or worry about bonus, like about $2 or more. You're kind of like, I don't know, I need to be careful. This looks like Walken. Like I said, though, it looks like his character in The Addiction, man. If you're looking for a good vampire movie that's really underrated. One of the very best. The Addiction, Abel Ferrara. Same guy who did Bad Lieutenant, Miss 45, the original Bad Lieutenant, of course, and King of New York. And he did it in black and white, and has Christopher Walken and Annabella Sciorra. It's great. Check that one out. Get real stoned and watch that. It's spooky season, guys. It's October now. It's the time for werewolves and Draculas. Ghost of Dracula number 2. From Hell Master Edition Part 1. Never seen this before. It's colorized, which is kind of interesting, but I think it looks better in black and white, honestly. It's kind of more scratchy, which has like a weird effect when you read it. It's kind of like it feels like more visceral or something when you're in it. Although it's in like kind of a upper classy, or not upper classy, but just a classy way of talking and stuff in that turn of the century England, mixed with like the griminess and poverty and the violence and fear. It's pretty awesome, but yeah, it seems like it's kind of losing something with the color added to me, but that's just at a glance. Still kind of cool though. Never seen that before. Oh yeah. I never see these. Golgo 13 by Takao Saito. This is like, aren't there like hundreds of issues of this or something in Japan that it just goes on for generations? But sadly, it seems that in English it's hard to find these. These also are some of the best like crime, spy, assassin type comics or cartoons ever. The cartoons are pretty good. They can be maybe a little bit over the top, but it seems like the comics are just perfect. Did I say the I meant to say the anime. That if I didn't, it's the anime that are like a bit like over the top, but the comics are perfect. Yeah, I wish I had found these more often. I don't even know if that many of them exist in English, but I love these. This might be part of just a mini-series printed in North America that... Was it only like 3 or ish issues? I do have this issue already, so there's a copy for the Friends Are For Sale bins. I could definitely vouch for that. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I'll be doing a sale at 318 McDermott Avenue in the evening, in Saturday. I'll be set up there with the 10 short boxes of stuff, so come on down and check it out. Going on, Incredible Hulk number 393. Oh yeah, and there'll also be weird cult, like music, metal, thrash, punk, cult VHS, curated vintage weird clothes, stuff like that. Maybe original art and stuff depending as well. I'm also bringing a lot of old electronics, which I'm surprised did so well. I brought like a bunch of like old tape recorders and Walkmans that were high end, and even digital cameras are like a thing right now. People are getting into like digital cameras. I guess it's just like the wave of time. Is it like about 15 or 20 years when things kind of get like vintage and there's a demand, whereas like you couldn't even give that stuff away like 5 or 10 years ago. Okay, moving on. Incredible Hulk number 393. Various guys. Lady Death Lingerie special number 1. You've seen this before. You know what to expect. I'm sorry I'm looking through it again, but you saw it before. It's in the back catalog. Terry Moore, Rachel Rising number 1, the Halloween Comic Fest reprint. Put that in the $2 bin, probably. Amazing Spider-Man number 343, more of that Larson. This will probably go to my friend. Thunder Agents number 1, this time actually by Wally Wood and Reed Crandall. I kind of want to read this, but I'm afraid I might want it and then want to keep it for the homies. Okay, everybody be talking about that absolute universe. You know me, I stay skeptical on that, but I'll check out a random issue with the Jenny Friesen cover. They also have the New Gods Jenny Friesen cover, but I already hit the limit, and I was like, this one's a little nicer if I have to choose. Absolute Wonder Woman number 6. We'll see about that. I'm skeptical. You can't sell me on new superhero stuff. Okay, moving on. Okay, guys, last vendor. This is maybe like the pièce de résistance, because this has a bunch of stuff that's like pretty valuable in it, but we'll start from the lower value stuff and work our way up. So as I mentioned, there is that group. It's a good group for finding out about like local comic stuff, and there's good auctions on there as well. Facebook is so good at amping people up and making people angry or horny. And I think some people in the know with the CIA or NSA, CSIS, they hint at having ties to that stuff. They were mentioning that a lot of the patterns of mass population are that they like to get agitated and angry and even like obsessed with an argument with someone online and be thinking about these arguments all day, and then they're all worked up, and then they start to look at dirty stuff in the evening afterwards to calm themselves down. Isn't that so weird? Are these intelligence agencies or whatever doing that on purpose? What was a life log? Operational life log? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, something that is useful about Facebook is these groups. So I had got what's that shit called? There was an auction that one of these guys that was going to be at this sale had, and I got a bunch of stuff on there. That'll be coming up last. But when we worked out that we would get it, like do the transaction at this GarageCon. And he was like, yeah, just keep building a stack and I'll make you a deal. Which rules? So starting with the dollar bins, some Frank Miller, Daredevil, 185. This is probably like wavy or beat up or something. There must be a reason it's only $1. 190. More of that Frank Miller Daredevil, hell yeah. Tex Avery's Droopy Dog. This is a voice that always comes to mind whenever operating an elevator for someone. Going down, sir. 4th floor. These are actually really funny. These Tex Avery comics from Dark Horse, the ones that I've read so far, they actually like make me laugh out loud and like surprise me and stuff. We'll see. Droopy number 1, number 2, some Kirby, I think. Inhumans number 10, 100 Bullets, first trade paperback. That dollar bin. I don't know why I'm getting these. I still haven't really been able to read them or enjoy reading them, that is. We'll see, though. Maybe when I actually get to read them, they'll be fun. But just, if I'm missing them, maybe I'll put them together in a set. Then when I get rid of them, I'll get rid of them all together. Laser Eraser and Press Button, number 3. Number 4. These all have, like, those weird, like, Warrior magazine in 2080 guys, right? A little bit risque, maybe. Magic, number 4. This is kind of a nice cover. And is it like Brett Blevins or something? It's a nice cover though. Red Sonja number 10. Nice demon abducting Red Sonja. Is this when Frank Thorne leaves though? And he's not on the title anymore. A Frank Thorne cover though. Cool Frank Thorne cover. Hopefully it's him on the interior too, but I forget. Sector is number 5. These were cool toys in the 80s. This cover looks good too. We'll see. Sorry, 1 second. False alarm. Usagi Yojimbo Grass Cutter number 1, $1. Vertigo 2015 preview. Vertigo is always awesome, but I don't know about the looks of this. We'll see. Did it have like a different editor or something at some point? Did it start to go off the rails? I can't remember, but one of the best imprints ever in its time for sure, for a long time. Vikings from Titan. Not familiar with that team, but Titan, pretty good a lot of the time. Wolverine from the Ruka run. I'm kind of checking these out. Number 4. And X-Men Annual number 8. That was dollar bin stuff. Moving on now. And yeah, there was a bulk deal. But next. Okay, comic sets. These work out to like even like only $1 each, which is pretty cool. Or even less a lot of the time. Captain America Reborn numbers 1 to 6, I guess. I've been hearing that the Brubaker Captain America is a good run. The Prisoner, number 1 to 4. Dean Motter, Mark Asquith, and David Hornung. Not familiar with this, but we'll see about that. Always check out the Timothy Truman Conan, rather. This is King Conan at the Hour of the Dragon. I just love Tim Truman, so... This is one I always wanted to read when I was a kid, because the movie was like so cool. A trade paperback of Nightbreed with the Mignola cover. Pretty nice work there. Nice coloring too. Almost looks like Lynn Varley or something coloring. Ultimate X by Jeff Loeb and Art Adams. This has cool Art Adams art throughout. Pretty nice stuff. Okay, magazines. I don't know what this is, but anything from Catalan Communications I'll check out. I think, was it Earl Grey and Comic Rack? They were comparing. Sorry if I got that wrong. If it was just one or the both of you, I think it's both of you guys. We're showing off, for instance, the Corbin prints from like Catalan, Heavy Metal, or the new Dark Hour stuff, and showing a lot of the time it seemed for at least that Corbin stuff that the Catalan printings were lacking a little bit in detail, like that. Say if this was Corbin, these lines might actually be like thin lines together, bunched up, and like just turning into like one big chunk of black rather. So it seemed like the Catalans might have been like the least strong, if I recall correctly, out of the Corbin prints. But aside from that, Catalan, much like Heavy Metal Communications for graphic novels, it's always like something weird and cool. And this looks pretty good. Like they're always like kind of weird European stuff that is like more for adults. And not gratuitous sex and violence, but that can like happen. It's just more like, think of like 60s and 70s Italian movies and stuff, how they're just so wild, or like stuff like Dylan Dog and stuff, or even the sci-fi is just anything can happen. You never really know what to expect, or like what kind of moods you're going to be you get like into it. You get like into the moods of the tone that's created, whether it's like horror or fantasy. It takes you away pretty well, pretty effectively. So I'll just always get like something from Catalan when you see it. Yeah, shout out to Comic Crack, kind of like making me look for that stuff more. I forgot about that. It was always like you see those ads in Heavy Metal, but I wasn't that savvy growing up to keep it in mind to look at the imprints as much too. It's kind of like when you get into music and you're like, not just bands and like singles, but you pay attention to like producers and stuff like that. You could kind of like dig or follow threads pretty well that way. Okay, a bunch of Epic Illustrated. I forget. It doesn't say the numbers on the covers. It'll say like on the inside Indicia, but we'll skip that. April 1981. We'll keep moving, but we'll look through a little bit. Look at that Altered States ad. That's your life. And then Necronomicon ad. They're selling it as if it's like something really like supernatural, like you'll be conjuring things. Well, there is like Lovecraftian and what Enochian and Solomonic stuff in there, maybe. At least a bit. It's supposed to be all like made up, but there are some ties to stuff in there. Altered States was a pretty good movie about like psychedelic substances, maybe natural, say like extracts of like mushrooms and stuff like that, or acid or mescaline and datura, or I can't remember, and also combined with anthropology and sleep deprivation tanks, and pretty good sci-fi horror psychedelia there in that movie. It was like growing up. Yeah, these are always have like pretty quality stuff too. It's Ken Stacy, I think, or Steve Skeets. I think it's Skeets. I get them mixed up. Okay, but moving on. June 1981. I just have these. I can't remember exactly how I marked these, but I know this one has a cool ad. Oh yeah, Excalibur. That reminds me, guys, before I forget, it's spooky season and everything. Talk about horror, but I recently did like a fantasy movie, kind of like, movie night, if you do like almost like a drive-in, like a double or a triple header. I usually don't make it through 3 though. But Excalibur, one of the better sword and sorcery movies of all time, I'd say. Some people were saying like Conan, the original, or Red Sonja. I like Red Sonja a little bit better than Conan, at least when I was a kid, because that part where the guy gets crushed by that boulder or gate or whatever, that clinched it for young me. But Conan kind of seemed like it suffered from that like Road Warrior syndrome, where it's all hardcore and awesome in the first part, but then in the second half, it's like, wait, this is all like PG all of a sudden. It's not. It doesn't seem to be as scary or like epic anymore. Um, sorry guys, I'm always hating here, but I gotta just speak my mind once. This is where I can rant and let it out. But Excalibur, this shit's hardcore and scary and psychedelic too. This is good shit. Oh yeah, but I wanted to tell you, Hawk the Slayer was pretty awesome. It was cheesy, but it has its strong points. And Jack Palance is a fucking menace in that movie. He chews up the scenery, and he's so fucking menacing, and he just loves like turning around with a hidden knife and throwing it at somebody while he's like making a point, like to emphasize his point, like with an exclamation point. Just throw a hidden knife into somebody and kill them. He's so good in that movie, Jack Palance. But one of the best sword and sorcery or medieval movies that I've seen now, and out of all the, these are the kind of things that I'll try to be an expert on for you guys, or a connoisseur for. One of the best was Flesh and Blood by Paul Verhoeven, before he did Total Recall or RoboCop, with Rutger Hauer as the leader of like this band of mercenaries. And people say it inspired Kentaro Miura on his work on Berserk. But Flesh and Blood, what a hardcore, visceral. Me and my cousin saw parts of that movie as kids, and we were like, what the fuck is this movie? Where they're throwing like butchered pieces of like people or animals that have the Black Plague. They're like catapulting them over like castle walls and the sea to besiege them. And that's only like one little thing that happens in this movie. It's so crazy, man. Paul Verhoeven, and it's Basil Polidorus, who did the soundtrack for RoboCop and Conan the Barbarian. Those are epic soundtracks too. Yeah, Flesh and Blood. What? Oh man, it's so crazy. It's like before Total Recall and RoboCop, man, and it's like dirty Dark Ages shit. Oh, it's so sick. That's all I wanted to say before I forget. I know it's diverging, talking about something else, but yeah, if you haven't seen it, that's all I recommend. Does this one have... This has like Bodhi and stuff in it. Some of these... Can't see. I'm getting a little... try to like do a bunch of things at the same time here. We'll show that. I want to just make sure that I show the Bodhi stuff. He's a real searcher, man. Short for Bodhisattva. Epic October 1981. February 1983. Let me get my bearings here. Marada the She-Wolf by Claremont and Bolton. I just love Bolton's stuff. Let's show it a little bit. Good with the emotionality and the kind of classical, almost like Al Williamson style, like poses, and just rather than people standing around, there's always something Frazetta does too, is like a moment right before an action is taken. Like it's almost like coiled up action ready to do something, say like, the sword being raised rather than just the strike of it, or like the step about to be taken. Nice black and white. I like this kind of like striking areas of contrast too. Just want to show a little bit because you might not see some of this stuff very often. I'm really loving like John Bolton's stuff. He seems so underrated. I'm looking forward to this, but it's one of those things where I want to like put together a run of it too and not just read random chunks of the story. Looks nice, man. Yeah, the ability to act. Like I said before, it's almost like exaggerated. If you were to have your friends or family or whatever pose for you, they'd have to be almost posing like silent actors, where it's like exaggerated to have like a comic level of acting, if you will. But it seems like that's the best. Okay, here's like a demon and our main character. This could be us, but you playing. For the memes out there. Good meme template, possibly. Yeah, Bolton, man. Rules. And Epic, 1982, October. December 1984. Maybe, this is the one that has a bunch of Bodhi in it. Just show that off quickly. Yeah, Von Bodhi and Mark Bodhi's child. And it also says The Last Galactus story. Not sure what that is. And Relic by Al Williamson. Oh yeah, nice ad for Sisterhood of Steel. I love that. Nice vintage paperback covers. Yeah, some of these are like kind of jam-packed. I wouldn't, just at a glance, I guess they're not. Oh yeah, story by Jean Sternad. You gotta love that. He always does a good job. They're probably not like 1,000% batting rate, but that doesn't exist in on anybody's career record, right? Alan Lee. But they seem like they are pretty solid, a lot of them. And yeah, I didn't flag this but ahead of time, but it'll just randomly find stuff. It's all like pretty heavy hitting with quality by the looks of it. And getting to the sun. Wait, I think we missed a splash page there. Actually, kind of. Yeah, there we go. Some Al Williamson. What a monster. Oh yeah, and they often have boobs. Always a plus. It's like dotting your I's and crossing your T's. Just a little bit of like embellishing the serifs on the calligraphy. Put a little boobs on there, wrap it up in a ribbon, the cherry on top. Charles Vess. Nice coloring. Nice line work as well as always. Tim Conrad. Looks pretty good. Okay, but moving on, okay, the non bargain bin stuff too. Those magazines were like miscellaneous pricey, but big bulk deal. I think all those magazines, he said like $25 for all of them, and I was like, yeah, okay. I'd love to pay less, but that doesn't seem to actually be a thing for that stuff. But anyway, Daredevil 187, Predator #1, some Jack Kirby with Don Rickles, Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen #141. Kirby and Rickles together, hell yeah. Jimmy Olsen #146. This is like the Fourth World, right? I think if you want to read Fourth World in completion, you either need to get collections or else get this Jimmy Olsen stuff. It's a bit I I don't really know it too well. Why is it so dark? Sorry, fix the light. Okay, this stuff is the auction. Altogether, there's like 86 quid. But like I said, this is all 60 comics, magazines, and trade paperbacks for 150 in total. So what is that? Like 250, average 250 each or something. But when you see this stuff, you'll see, even in the auction, stuff that's more valuable, where I'm from, we don't want to pay free for nothing. Everybody's stealing and sneaking into shows and venues everywhere. But yeah, good deal on some of this stuff. Peacemaker #1, the Modern Comics reprint. Still kind of an early print of his first appearance, though, or first solo rather, for $5. Everybody keeps telling me to watch this show, but I got turned off by seeing all the clips. I was like, I don't know if I like John Cena. It seems like he's ripping off Homelander's mannerisms and stuff. I'm like, when it first started, anyway. Sorry if whenever somebody's telling me to watch this show and I say that was my impression, they get mad. But we'll see. Okay, that was Peacemaker #1. Okay, this stuff's valuable. I paid like less than half or even a third of the retail value probably. These average about very fine or even fine quality, which is pretty insane. Some early New Team X-Men #110. These are pretty valuable things, I'm pretty sure. 116, 118, 148. Oh wait, this 118 is the first appearance of Mariko Yashida. Mariko. 148, 156, 157, 158. This is something about Rogue, like third appearance or something. I forget. Or when she joins X-Men. I forget, man. I'm sorry. 159, 161. This has the origin of Magneto, right? In the concentration camps. I think. 163, 164 with binary. 168, 172. Alright, go. 178, 180, classic cover. 184, 207, another classic cover. That's a good deal. 210. This one is always expensive. I forget why, but good deal on that as well. And X-Men Annual number 9. Number 9. This is early Art Adams. Or early Art Adams on the X-Men anyway. So let's flip through this a little bit while we say our goodbyes. That's the end of it. That's all the stuff I got. Let me know how I did. What you think. Oh, this looks pretty nice. Nice to hear from you guys. And yeah, I went over budget, but it was pretty good deals. Like I said, not really dollar bins, but mostly like $2, $3 to $5 stuff. And it's good though. Pretty good. Pretty good bang for the buck still, I think. I didn't expect to, you know, I guess that's always how it is at cons, so you always end up spending like, maybe even like twice as much as you thought you would. That seems to be like the normal for just about everybody. But, yeah. As time goes on, I feel like I'm getting less stuff that I might regret getting, which is hard too, because then the outgoing pile doesn't grow as fast as like the incoming. Gotta watch out and not be overtaken by this stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for commenting. If you do so, please like and subscribe as well. That always helps. And thank you guys for doing that. I noticed that. I appreciate that shit, man. And I hope you guys find awesome stuff out there too. Thank you again. All right, peace. See you next time. Till then.